Hey everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to the December In and Out. So if you have not seen one of these videos, what this is basically a time when I just tell you everything that I hauled for the month of December as well as the things that I'm unhauling. You guys know I'm trying to read off my shelf, so I'm really trying to unhaul as much as I can. So I always try to unhaul more than I haul, and I'm just going to let you guys in on a secret. I failed miserably at that this month. So this is going to be a big haul and unhaul video, and story time. You guys know, if you've watched this channel for a while, that I really like to have things up and done like within the first week of the following month. So I like to have all my December videos done by the first week of January. Well, this is obviously going up way past that. And so the reason is because I had stacks and stacks of books. You guys have probably seen it in vlogs and things. I went to multiple places and got books this month, and so I had a lot. And so I had to like hype myself up. And one afternoon, I spent like an hour or two in here just going through all of the books, making notes, jotting down what the books were about so I could tell you guys what they were about. So did that, and then I filmed it, and I had like 50 minutes of footage that I was going to go through and edit. So I pull it up to edit, and the volume is like barely there. So then I bump it up, still can't hear it. So I download it, re-import it, and then bumped it up even more, and that worked. However, much to my surprise, the audio was not of me telling you guys all about the books. It was my husband and daughters downstairs playing. So my toddler had somehow either gotten my AirPods or knocked them off or something, and the audio connected to the AirPods. And so there's not a single audio clip of me telling you guys about the books in that 50 minutes or whatever it was. It was all them playing, laughing, crying, etc., etc., etc. It was all lost. So then I thought, well, do I refilm? But books are everywhere. Like, I've got books on both sides of me. There's books in the hallway. Some of the unhaul books are already gone. So I was like, you know what? We've got 61 books to talk about. I'm not going to pull them all. And so then I thought maybe I would just do a slideshow. Like, I'll pop on and just say, hey, here are the books I got from X, Y, and Z, and pop those pictures up. But that's boring. You guys don't want to watch that. I thought about scrapping it in general, but hauls are the best. I love seeing what people get, and I know you guys love it too. And so I figured I would try this way, and so we'll just see. So the thumbnail is not going to match what I look like today because I took a picture with all of the books, and so I'm going to stick with that thumbnail. So forgive me that it doesn't match what I'm wearing today. This is just a hot mess of a video, and it is the perfect ending to 2020. Like, I feel like the end of 2020 just went out with a bang for me, and so this video seems to like culminate. Here's 2020, here's my December in and out. Let's just get into it. So I'm going to start with the unhaul books. First one is Into the Wild by Jon Krakauer. So this one is about this guy. He is writing the story of this young man who sold everything he owned and went into the wild, kind of in like a vision quest search, like Jack London or something like that. He was trying to do this vision quest. So the guy dies 4 months later, and so this Jon Krakauer is writing about him, trying to figure out both what happened to him as well as just like get inside his mind. So he talks to people that this guy talked to, he walks in some of the same footsteps, etc., etc., etc. It was just okay for me. Then we've got Jewel by Bret Lott. This is a book about, it's set back in the 30s, I think, and it's about a family who has their 5th or 6th kid. She comes out and has Down syndrome, and it's the story of that. Well, I DNF'd this because I just could not get into it. The writing style was not for me, but then there's so many times that they use the N-word just in the first few chapters. Like, I know it may have been context specific, like appropriate, but I just couldn't stomach it. It was not for me. Then The Children by Ann Leary. This one I gave 3 stars, and I actually enjoyed it just fine. It was about a bunch of children. They're from like a mixed family, so there were step siblings and that kind of stuff, no blood relation, and just all of the interrelationships between the children. There's some romantic relationships, there's other things going on, and I thought this was fine. It's definitely just a character study of this family. There's not a whole lot else, like there's not a whole lot of plot going on with it, but I thought it was fine. I just won't reread it. Then The House at the End of Hope Street by Meena van Praag. This is another one that I DNF'd. This is about this house at the end of Hope Street. Who would have thunk it? So this woman stumbles upon this house and she gets invited in, and basically it's a house where people go when they're out of hope. However, it is a magical house where like former literary people have gone and now they like live in paintings kind of thing. This was just a little too like whimsical for me. I couldn't get into it, so I DNF'd it. Then I have Hidden by Tara Taylor Quinn. So Tara Taylor Quinn was kind enough to send me a whole bunch of her books, and I did a author spotlight on her. And so this one is one of her romantic suspenses. This is about a woman who her and her daughter go on the run from this abusive guy, a husband, and then she has to go back when he is accused of killing her best friend. And so she has to go back, she chooses to go back to kind of make sure justice is served. Then I have Her Lost and Found Baby by Tara Taylor Quinn. Again, that one was 3 stars. This one was also 3 stars. Neither are bad books. I just don't think I'll read them again. This one is just a straight romance, and this is about a woman. Her son was kidnapped by the baby daddy, and so her and her guy friend kind of thing go in search of this little boy, and it's their romance, and it was a 3-star. Good, but I probably won't reread it. Then I have The Gift by Nora Roberts, and this was 3 books all put together that are all somewhat Christmassy. There's 2 novellas and then a long one, and I didn't really care for either of them. I like the novellas better than the full-length novel, and so it ended up, like, the full-length novel was like 300 pages, and I don't love bind-ups anyway, where there's multiple books in a book, so I am definitely getting rid of that. Then there's All I Want for Christmas by Jenny Hale, and this one like hurts my heart because my copy is pristine, it's lovely, but this one is about this woman who inherits her grandmother's house, and she goes and then finds out that the grandma willed it to both her and this guy who is a family friend, and they have to figure out what to do with this house, and they have different ideas about what to do, so it's their romance, and I just didn't like any of the characters. It was really slow, really boring. I gave it 2 stars. This was our Book Sisters pick, and I felt so bad for like letting you guys down, but that was that. Then Dear Thing by Julie Cohen. So this one, I think I gave 3 stars. I can't really remember, but this is about a couple who is struggling with infertility, and then their friend, his friend, female friend, says, hey, I'll be a surrogate for you guys. You can use my eggs, whatever. Well, of course, that friend has a thing for the husband, so there's some like more sinister things going on. I thought the resolution was just really, really quick and easy and pretty, and this book in general was just okay. Then The Rescue by Nicholas Sparks. This starts a set of books that my friend, she lives just a few houses over, and she's got 3 girls who are all older than my girls, and she is just the kindest and like gives us all sorts of clothes and that kind of stuff. Well, now they are moving to Alabama or somewhere, and so she gave me a lot of books. Well, a handful of books. The Rescue was in with them, and I don't have this one on my shelves, but I have read it and gave it 2 stars, so I'm passing that on. Also in that stack was Orange is the New Black by Kerman, and I don't have a whole lot of interest in like prison stories. This is a memoir about a woman's year. I think it's a memoir. Yes, a memoir about a woman's year in prison, and I've tried watching the show, don't like it, and so I'm not going to read the book. Then 31 Days of Prayer by Ruth and Warren Myers. Again, I have tons of devotionals on my shelf. I don't want another one. What Alice Forgot by Liane Moriarty. I love this book. Like I gave it 4.5 stars, but I already have a copy, so I gave this one away. And then same with Big Little Lies. I really like this book, but I already had a copy. That is the end of the unhauls. Now let's get into the hauls. So I have a few different places where I hauled books from. I got some as gifts, I got some from the publishers, and then I bought 10 off of a girl on Facebook who was selling like her entire collection. And then I also went to a library fill-a-bag sale. So it's in this town like 20 minutes away, and they used to have fill-a-bag the first Friday of every month. You could fill a bag for $5, I think is what it was. So Ainsley and I would go quite a bit when she was younger, but then with COVID and now having 2 kids and all of that, we have not gone. So we went to that town one day because she got a gift for Christmas that we had to return, and the store's only in that town. whatever. Well, the store was right across the street from the library. So I was like, well, we'll just go in, and we're also picking up a craft for New Year's Eve. And so we went in. The kids' room is right by the book sale room. So I was like, is it open? And they said yes, and it's always fill a bag for $5. So we go in, and I pick a bag off the top of the stack, and it is not like your normal Kroger stack. It is like a Hobby Lobby. Somebody bought a wall hanging of some sort, massive bag. So we filled it up. It was about half my books and half kids' books. I think there was like 20 of my books. For that reason, this haul is big. So we'll start with gifts. Between Christmas and you guys, subscribers, it is just so touching to receive books as gifts. And so let's just get into it. So the first couple are from that same friend. She gave us the books, and these are ones that I wanted to keep. So the first is the Hunger Games trilogy. So she gave me like this exact box set. It has all three. They're in great condition. I loved them, and I didn't own them, so I'm really excited to own them. Then The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. I have also read this one and really enjoyed it. The Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows, and this one is about this woman. She is of Indian descent, but she decides she wants to live in a more Western world. However, she starts taking this job as a creative writing teacher in the Indian community, and so these older women join her class and bring erotica to the class. And so she kind of uses literature as a way of liberating them and empowering them, and I am really excited. Like, I hope this book doesn't get too into the erotica, but we'll see how it goes. My friend is a very strong Christian, so I kind of doubt it does, but I don't really know. Then this one is one for my sister, Christmas at the Holiday House by Rayanne Thane. And this one I think is about this nurse who is hired to take care of somebody's grandma. And the grandma's like, listen, I don't need help. I just need help decorating my house for Christmas. So sounds wonderful. I'm probably going to wait on this one, not till next like December, but like January is really like the only month that I don't read Christmas because it's like too soon. But then any other time of the year, I'm fine reading Christmas. So we'll read that at some point. Then The 12 Dates of Christmas. This is also for my sister. This is about a girl who goes on this dating service that puts her on 12 blind dates. I've heard it's really cute. A lot of people love this and are reading this, so I'm excited to read it. Then One Day in December by Josie Silver. This one was from a subscriber, and you guys, I love this book. So having a copy on my shelf was just so exciting. This one also, it doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas or December. That's just when they met, and it goes over the course of the year. So this one you could reread at any point, and I really want to do that. Then Southern Storms by Brittany C. Cherry. This is from Morgan from Nothing Better Than a Book, and she sent this to me, and I love Brittany C. Cherry. You guys, I love her, love her, love her, and so I was so excited to have a copy of this. Then Gods in Alabama by Jocelyn Jackson. So Karen from Rather Be Reading sent me this because she said she thought I would really like Jocelyn Jackson. And so by the time this goes out, you will have seen that I have already read this. I gave it 3 stars. This is Jocelyn Jackson's debut, and it's about a girl who says like, hey God, she was a part of this like murder. And so she's like, hey God, I will completely clean up my act and not do anything wrong if you will help me keep my secret. And so she moves from Alabama to Chicago. Things seem to be going well, but then all of the past comes back. And so I gave this 3 stars. I enjoyed it, and like I think I will like Jocelyn Jackson. This one just had some definite debut feels, but she writes like women's fiction with a mystery twist, and that is right up my alley. So thank you to Karen for this. Karen also sent 9 Perfect Strangers by Liane Moriarty because, again, we both really like that women's fiction with a mystery twist, and she has this one on her TBR too, so we are going to buddy read this, I think, in February. Then I got Layla by Colleen Hoover from a wonderful subscriber, Antonella. She sent this, and I cannot wait to read this. So this is, I think, her dive into paranormal. Honestly, I love Colleen Hoover so much. I don't even care. Bree from Falling for Romance and I are going to buddy read that this month, so cannot wait. Then I have Surviving Hitler, Evading Stalin, and this is one woman's, let's see, what does it say? One woman's remarkable escape from Nazi Germany. So this is from my in-laws, and this woman actually lives somewhat close to them and in their small town in Kansas. And so it's a memoir. It's got pictures. I love World War II stuff, so I'm excited to give it a shot. Then my grandmother, she went on my wish list, and somehow somebody must have helped her, but she picked a bunch of books off my wish list. So the first is Guilty Wives by James Patterson and David Ellis, and this is actually one that one of you guys recommended. I was talking about how I love James Patterson, and he is kind of like a palate cleanser for me because his chapters are always super short, and he's also very nostalgic for me. I used to read a lot of James Patterson. Like, I would stay with my grandma, and she was very into mysteries and James Patterson and that kind of thing. So to be like her, I would read James Patterson. So while now they're not necessarily my taste, I still really like to read them for like nostalgia purposes, and it just makes me feel accomplished having the short chapters. So she got me this one. She also got me Maybe Now as well as Maybe Not. I didn't put a picture of that, but these are both a part of the Maybe Someday series by Colleen Hoover, as well as Heartbones. And so I love Colleen Hoover, and I don't own very many of her, or I didn't own very many of hers. So she really helped me out with that. So that is the end of the gifts. This month, I was also sent 4 books by the publisher. So thank you to Forever and Grand Central for sending these books, because I am so excited for these. So the first one is A Mother's Goodbye by Kate Hewitt. This one is about I think she's a teenager, maybe a young mom who is pregnant, and she knows, like, I cannot take care of this kid. So she can't take care of this kid, but really doesn't want to give her up. And then this other woman really wants a baby and can't have one for whatever reason. So they decide to live together in kind of an unconventional family, but then something happens and there's kind of maybe a battle of the mothers. I don't really know, but it sounds so good. Then Our Last Goodbye by Shirley Dixon. This one is about a woman who her mother dies, and I think to like honor her, she becomes a nurse, and it's World War II, and I don't know, can their love survive the impossible? We will see. Then The Book of Moods, How I Turned My Worst Emotions into My Best Life by Lauren Martin. And this one I think is just going to be so good and hopefully inspiring. As an anxiety sufferer, I really need like tips on how to turn that around at some point. So I'm really hoping this one will do the trick. Then You'll Never Believe What Happened to Lacey by Amber Ruffin and Lacey Lamar. This one is Crazy Stories About Racism. I'm really hoping this will both make me laugh and teach me just some things that are eye-opening that people have to deal with all the time that my white privilege allows me to not experience. I really hope this will help me to be a better ally. So those are the 4 books that I got from publishers. Now let's get into all of the ones that I bought. So the first ones I'm going to show you are from that Facebook sale. So this girl was selling her entire lot, and she said if you buy 10, they're like $2 or $3 each. So of course I picked 10. First one is A Dog's Journey by W. Bruce Cameron. So this is the sequel to A Dog's Purpose. I read that one, really enjoyed it, so I figured I would pick this one up. Then we've got The Secret She Keeps by Deb Coletti, and honestly, I don't know really anything about this, but I know I read A Heart and a Body and a World by Deb Coletti and loved it, so I picked this one up. Then The Garden of Happy Endings by Barbara O'Neill. I have also read a Barbara O'Neill and enjoyed it. This one I'm a little nervous about because this is about like 2 sisters. One I think is a reverend, the other is married to like a criminal, and together they like start this community garden, and it says something on the back about like kind of the beautiful poetic writing, and I don't really love that style of writing, so we'll see. Then I got Unbroken by Laura Hillenbrand, and this is the story of an Olympic athlete who became a pilot in World War II. So I really am excited to read this. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, so I cannot wait to read it. I actually wanted to pick this up because I think Krista from Books and Jams, perhaps her book club, picked this up a couple years ago, and I really wanted to pick it up then, so I've like had my eye out, and so this was the perfect chance to grab it. Then we have The Love Season by Ellen Hildebrand, and this one also I just read and gave like 2.5 stars. Didn't love it, but I typically love Ellen Hildebrand, so this one kind of surprised me. Then When in Doubt, Add Butter by Beth Harbison. I love Beth Harbison for her women's fiction, and this one just sounds like a bunch of women bonding over food, and I really love that, so we'll see. Learning to Swim by Sarah Henry. This one I think is about a woman who sees this little boy like drowning or something, and so she goes to save him and then pulls him out and discovers that he speaks French and nobody's looking for him. So I don't know what's going on, but that sounds really intriguing. Then I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. I've heard nothing but good things about this. This is about a woman who I think her son is maybe killed in a hit and run. So it's her story as well as like a cop trying to figure out what's going on. So Claire McIntosh, I've heard good things. Can't wait. Just Between Us by Rebecca Drake. This is another thriller. I think it's just about like suburban women, and all of them have secrets. And I love like domestic thrillers like that are my bread and butter, so I love it. Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Now, this one I think is about a mother and daughter, and the mom is agoraphobic, and she asks the daughter, like, what does she want for high school graduation or something? And she says she wants to go to Antarctica, so they do. And I think it's about just learning to give grace to this kind of kooky mother. I don't really know. This used to be super hyped, and I didn't actually hear that much about it. I think it's a movie now, so I don't know. We'll see. So those are the 10 I got on Facebook. Now we're going to get into the library book sale books. So like I said, I think there's 20 of them, so I'll go through them relatively quick and we'll just show you what I got. So the first few are either YA or new adult. Got Bad for You by Abby Glines. I have read one of Abby Glines. This is a part of her Seabreeze series, and I've read the first one in that, and I think they're all companions. This one's like number 6, so I'm guessing it's about a rock star. I don't really know. They're good, like, again, kind of palate cleansers, and you know what you're going to get. It's a YA, or a new adult, I think, kind of romance. I don't know. We'll see. Then I got the Vincent Brothers, which is the first in, maybe the first, maybe the second, I don't know, in her Vincent Boys series. And again, we'll just give it a shot. I didn't actually love that one in the Seabreeze series, but I kept it on my shelf. So I don't know. We'll see if I like these. These might have been an impulse grab. Then I've got Playing Hurt by Holly Schindler. This is about a girl who she's about to go to college on like this basketball scholarship, and then she gets hurt, so her dad makes her go to like a rehab in the summer. And I think it's a love triangle between her boyfriend and her trainer. I don't really know. But I love that the girl is the athlete, and it's not like male athletes, although the trainer probably is, and maybe her boyfriend is too, I don't know. But I just love like female athletes. I love sports romance, and especially that it's the female. Then I got Ready or Not by Meg Cabot. This one is an All-American Girl novel, I think is what it's called. Yeah, All-American Girl. I read the first one in the series. It's about a girl who like starts dating the president's son, so this is just the next in the series. Then When You Wish by Kristen Harmel. So Kristen Harmel writes all sorts of stuff, YA, adult, all sorts of stuff. This is about a pop star, I think, or an actress, or I think it's a pop star, who is just tired of living for everybody else. And so she just like lets it all go, gets in a car and lives for her. So I can't wait to see what this is about. This one is also like really like big margins, and I think this will be a very, very quick read. The Queen of Everything by Deb Coletti. Again, don't know what this is about. I love Deb Coletti. I think she does like harder hitting YA, so I'm excited to read it. What Happened to Goodbye by Sarah Dessen. Sarah Dessen is one of the like OG YA authors for me, and I typically really like her books. This one I think is about a girl who moves around a whole lot, and then finally she stays in one place and has to put down roots, and so she's standing on a suitcase. What Happens to Goodbye? I'm guessing it's her figuring out how to like actually stay somewhere. Then The Juliet Club. This is by Suzanne Harper, and this is about a girl who I think she goes to Europe for the summer and starts writing for the Juliet Club. They like write or answer love letters. So I don't know. I love like European travel novels, so that's exciting. Getting Over Garrett Delaney by Abby McDonald. Not sure what this is about, but I think it's about this girl, her best friend's guy, and then she like has a crush on him, but he goes to camp or something and meets another girl, and so it's that story. Give Me a Call by Sarah Mlynowski. This one, ironically, I just saw this morning that Morgan from Nothing Better Than a Book was unhauling this without reading it because she said she just wasn't quite interested. But it's about a girl who I think like her boyfriend breaks up with her, like her world kind of implodes, and then she finds this phone that she's able to talk to herself from like 4 years ago. And so before it all began, and just kind of redo things. And Landline by Rainbow Rowell is one of my favorite. Like I really enjoy that book, and so I'm getting Landline vibes. I don't know. This could be done either really well or really not well. The fact that like my expectation and my comparison is Landline maybe is going to do this a disservice, but her and I are going to buddy read it at the end of the month. Then we've got Three Willows by Amber Shares. This is like 4.5 in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series, but this is like over 300 pages, so I don't know why it's a half. Like, it's definitely not a novella. I think it's about different people because it says the sisterhood grows, so I don't really know how this connects, but I love the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I have all the other ones, so I figured I'd pick it up. Then we've got this is the start of the adult one. So this is Blossom Street Brides by Debbie McComber. And I love the Blossom Street series. I have quite a few of them on my shelf, but this is one I didn't have, so I picked that up. Then we've got What She Wants by Sheila Roberts. Sheila Roberts has the Icicle Falls series, and I have a handful of those on my shelf, so this is just one of those. Time Between Us by Tamara Ireland Stone. This one is about a woman who meets this guy, and then it's like, was he actually real? Was he not? I'm guessing they're going to be from different times. I like time travel books and like just seeing how they make that work, and I've heard good things about Tamara Ireland Stone. I've read one from her, but I can't remember what it was, so yeah, we'll see. Then Every Boy's Got One. So I think this is actually like a new adult maybe, but this is about two people who, it's like a hate to love. They have to go to their friend's wedding, and so they have to share a villa. So it's like close, forced proximity, hate to love. Sounds decent. The Survivors Club by Lisa Gardner. So this is about a bunch of women who have survived, I think, abuse. I don't know that it was necessarily like murder, but have survived abuse, and then now they are accused of maybe committing a murder. The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. I have heard a lot of good things about this and J.P. Delaney in general, so when I saw this, I had to grab it. We Were the Lucky Ones by Georgia Hunter. This, I think, is about a family somewhere in Europe. I can't remember where, right before World War II starts, and just their experience through it. So I'm excited to see that. Suzanne's Diary for Nicholas. This one I already had read, and this one is about a woman who is writing a letter or a diary to her son about her and the dad's relationship. This one I've also already read, If You Could See Me Now by Cecilia Hearn. I don't remember 100% what this is about, but it's about, like, this woman who she's trying to run a business. She gets custody of her nephew. Like, it's just a women's fiction, kind of chick lit, I think, kind of fun book, but it's been years since I've read it. And truthfully, I grabbed this not knowing that I had already read it, just knowing that I liked Cecilia Hearn, so maybe due for a reread. So that is everything on this month's In and Out. Let me know what you think of this format of like doing the iPad, because that is so much easier than inserting pictures as I talk about them. Like, it'll make editing a whole lot easier. So I may start doing that with my like bigger videos, like the wrap-ups and the hauls. Well, no, the hauls I'll normally do physically, but the wrap-ups basically, I may start doing that. So again, I'm like playing with lighting today. I'm filming at a weird time of day. So, I don't know. Let me know if that really bothers you, but that is it. Let me know too if you have read any of the books that I'm hauling, or if you want to buddy read them. I need to get, like, I did not need to add that many books to my shelf this month. Like, there's almost 50. I think there's like 49 that I'm adding, and you guys know I'm trying to take down my TBR so much, so that did not help. So if you want to buddy read, let me know, and that is it. We'll talk to you in the next one. Thank you for watching.